Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
Welcome to the second episode of our podcast, Young and Curious. My name is Mark Hollow, and I'm here joined by. Who am I joined by?
Tommy Merlin.
Yes. So, me and Tommy, this is our second episode, by the way. So, we're not professionals in any way, shape, or form, but we're just here to talk about some things that we would like to talk about. And actually, this is kind of a face reveal too. It is the second episode. First episode we didn't have our faces on, but what do we have to lose, right? Just cancellation and losing the privilege of going to school for the rest of our life if we say something bad. But
Good
let's
thing I don't go to school.
right. So some of the things that I would like to talk about. Actually, what I would love to start with today is what's been going on with our president Donald Trump and how he wants Greenland, basically. So, what do you think about that, Tommy?
Well, I'm not too educated on the subject, but I did hear that Conor McGregor also wanted a buy-in on Greenland.
Right.
Uh,
So,
yeah, I'm
yeah.
not too
So,
educated.
yeah. So, me and Tommy, by the way, big MMA, UFC fans, and we know a lot, and we're also big Conor McGregor fans because I mean he's one of the most entertaining humans on the planet. But to kind of give you a rundown on what's going on in Greenland is that Trump actually came out in an interview saying that Denmark, who right now has the rights to or the ownership of Greenland, is they only have it because someone stepped there like 500 years ago. But we kind of did the same thing with the United States of America. So like it is kind of hypocritical. I get it, but also I don't see a world in which the occupation of Greenland affects the United States in a bad way because they have so many natural resources and just taking Greenland would just make the United States would give the United States a so many advantages over like rival countries such as Russia or China. So that's kind of where we're standing at.
I agree. And what I'm seeing here is that Trump actually quoted, "There is no going back." He does want control over Greenland, and
Mhm.
he's framed it more as a national security priority, considering its strategic
Right.
position on the map. In the Arctic.
Right.
Uh, it's just it's an advantage to have over China and Russia, and they also have interest in it. And so I guess he just wants to capitalize on that as soon as possible.
Yeah. So what we've been seeing with Trump recently is basically he wants these countries with a lot of natural resources, even though with Venezuela he used the president being a bad guy as the excuse or whatever. But I mean, we all know his true intentions is the oil, right? Same
Hmm.
with Greenland. He's just being more transparent with Greenland. He wants it.
I'd want it as well. Yeah. I mean,
Exactly.
now listen. Of course, it's going to benefit us, but the real issue here is that how wrong is it if we just go and take it over, like to other
Um,
people? I mean, it would benefit us, but that's more of a dictatorial position than a presidential, kind of
well,
like
yeah,
what Venezuela
especially
did.
especially because he did do it without the approval of Congress, by the way, which he's meant
Yeah.
to get. He just said, "No, we don't need it. we'll just go get Greenland." But yeah, I mean, it definitely does sound like that. But on the other hand, every piece of land occupied on Earth has been taken by force. Uh, so
It's
that's
true.
kind of just how humans. That's kind of how we do stuff. If you want something, you go get it, and that's kind of what Trump is doing. And yeah, like I would do the same thing, really. But what I would like to talk about, relating this, is how the stock market is reacting to this, right?
Yeah.
The stock
Mhm.
market right now is going down, right? So why? If we're getting more natural resources, if we're getting more resources, if we're becoming richer, why is the stock market going down? Um, what I think is like the S&P 500 and Nasdaq have dropped. Uh, Dow Jones has dropped 871 points. Like I think the stock market just doesn't know how to react to this. but in the long run, it's only going to go up because um, it's a beneficial thing for the world, really.
Uh huh. I actually saw Trump did a because today I don't know if it's today on the dot, but 1 year since his second term, he went on the news clarifying a lot of things, and they had the Dow Jones stock up there to show it of its position. Um, just the S&P 500 alone lost 750 billion in market value in the last few days. So it
Yeah,
took a traumatic hit. Um,
yeah,
Also, European and Asian markets slid down. Let's see. Couple
yeah.
tech couple tech companies are going down.
I would say this is actually but not financial advice. I'm not licensed or even well informed enough to give financial advice on the internet, but I think this is a perfect time to buy into the stock market, if anything, because it's only going to go up from here. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But what I would also like to talk about, I mean, we've been talking about Trump for the last 6 minutes, or for the first 6 minutes of this podcast. I would like to talk about him being one of the most influential, most famous people in the world. Who do you think is the most influential person in the world right now? Other than
Right now, I'd say Trump.
yeah, other than Trump though, because he's kind of like running everything.
By right now, I'm assuming what kind of time frame are we looking at?
Last 6 years in the 2020s.
Then yeah, I would probably go with Elon Musk. He's probably I would say him. I mean, if you think about it, Kamala and Joe Biden as well, because there was 4 years where they were out of
Right.
the last six where they were in office. But I'd say Elon Musk. Especially when it comes to the stock market, or I mean, he's not really into AI, but when it comes to his Neuralink chip, when it comes
Right.
to his rockets, I mean, anything really. I think he's just been a pretty big focus in the last in the 20s.
Right. Yeah, I would definitely have to agree, honestly. Like, um, Trump obviously leaving office in 2020. I would argue it was a bad decision from the American country, but I get how they saw like COVID happening and everything like that. And I mean, again, his second term very controversial, but at the end of the day, I do believe that it's gonna only benefit. Well, not only benefit, because but it's mostly gonna benefit the American people. But speaking of American people, what do you or actually, I saw this thing about the vice president of the United States right now, JD Vance. His wife is expecting a fourth child, but it could be a rumor. I don't know. But JD Vance has been spotted with Erica Kirk a lot, like some odd amount of times and some odd amount of touches between them. So what do you think of that?
I think there's some sexual relations going on 100%. Um, it was also a rumor that Charlie Kirk and Erica got a legal divorce a couple years back, but it wasn't announced, and there was no prenup or anything. Just legally, they were not married. I don't know if that was the truth, but there's been some shady things going on with them too, and her alone.
Definitely.
It's not necessarily that I believe they could be doing stuff, but if I had to put my money on someone, it would be them.
I
it
mean,
would be them.
yeah, it does. That kind of does seem to be like the opinion online, the mass opinion online
Hmm.
from, but it's also just being memed a lot, which I don't think is right. I think the whole death of Charlie Kirk has been handled by the public. At first, like people were grieving, and then in my opinion, it just didn't take long. Like people are already like memeing, and AI is just doing some terrible things with it. So
Yeah, I saw him on 2K.
yeah, like it's terrible. Like, but what all we can do is really like laugh at it, honestly, because nothing else we can do. But what's another thing you'd like to talk about today?
The 13th Amendment. How do you feel about it?
Could you remind me of that?
Um, well, the 13th Amendment, I guess you could say, put it in force in 1865. Are you there, Mark? Of
Yeah, excuse me. I had to. There's a fly.
course. So yeah, Mark, the 13th Amendment, I guess, was placed in force in 1865. It explicitly banned slavery and involuntary servitude in the United States of America. And so, I mean, to bring back slavery, because I know you wanted to talk about that. We would need repealing or rewriting of the Constitution. Approval of at least 2/3 of Congress as well, and 3/4 of the states. I know you said that that's one of your goals, but
I never said that.
but what is your take on that ever coming back?
Well, I think it's never gonna come back, and it shouldn't ever come back because it was a
Well, I
terrible.
mean, it exists other places, so I mean, why
It does
specifically
exist
isn't
in other
it?
places, and I don't think it's right in any way, shape, or form. Um, I don't want my laughing to get taken out of context here. I think slavery is one of the worst thing that happened in in the course of human history. And I mean, for the African American community, as Donald Trump would put it, like with the with the exception of Abe Lincoln, no one has done more than Donald Trump. With the possible exception of Abe Lincoln, no one has done more than Donald Trump for
Agreed.
the African American community. And I mean, that's definitely a controversial take, but the fact that even he acknowledges that Abraham Lincoln had that big of an impact on the world, that's definitely yeah. My take on the 13th Amendment, I think it should be it is and it should always remain one of the key things that shapes our country.
Okay. And serious, what's your take on child labor?
Okay, so that one, like, all right. So what's the age limit for child for it to be considered child labor?
Under 18, and the labor, is excessive. It's
Okay. So I
and
think
most of them are paid very poorly. Most would put it as slavery.
all right. So there's definitely certain. I think putting a certain just one law without any exceptions is just a bad way of handling it because there's exceptions to everything, right? Like
Hmm.
like so you can't really just say child labor anyone over under 18 shouldn't work or something like that or should have this minimum wage. Minimum wage in certain states are is like pretty good, I think. But in where we live in Pennsylvania, it's 7.25, which is terrible, but
Um,
it really works for that.
that yeah. No, carry on. Sorry.
So, um, I think anyone under 16, because I feel like 16 is just the perfect like time to start working like a part-time job if you're still in high school. If you're
Yeah, but
between
I'm talking about building bricks from clay with your bare hands in hot weather with no clothes, and you're getting
we
paid
don't I mean
70 cents an hour.
they don't do that over here, do they?
No, mostly in Asia, and they
Yeah.
enforce it in North Korea and everything. But I didn't mean just here. I just mean in general. What are your
Yeah,
thoughts
yeah.
on child labor? Do you think it's
Terrible.
wrong?
Yeah, terrible thing. It's wrong, definitely.
I believe it's essential. I
All right.
know.
I mean, it is definitely a key moving part of literally every of markets in the world throughout the
Mhm.
world. Even here, child labor in Asia is the reason why um, things move as smoothly here. I think,
Yeah.
but yeah, like it's a bad thing. It's just because it affects the market well, it doesn't mean that it's ethical. It's definitely like bad.
Mm-hmm. Let me see here. One last thing on that topic.
But speaking of the minimum wage, I think they still get like for their currency and for what they can get with the amount of money that they get. I'm pretty sure like it's still pretty good over there, isn't it? Again, I'm not very informed
Well,
or educated on this
I
topic.
know in China it's not. A lot of minorities in China will do tasks and labor for very poor money, but
Well,
it's almost like a custom over there to the
when you
point
say
where
minorities, do you mean like children or minorities as in like
the group, as in the demographic, like in China specifically, like a
so
lot of
what?
kids, huh?
Oh, kids. So oh, you mean kids, not like black people or white people or something like that, right?
Well, the Asian people.
Exactly, but in China,
What's the problem?
in China, the Asian people aren't a minority.
Well, the Asian people, well, the Chinese people, let's just put it this way. It's almost like a custom to work from a young age. Same thing with India. I mean, all of most of Asia, really, they'll build houses out of clay, or they'll do some interesting labor tasks. But it's like every child goes through it, and it's illegal to for slavery to exist over there, like lawfully, but it's like enforced through I don't know how to explain it, but it's more of a custom. Like it's not to them, it's not as bad. Almost every child does at least something when it comes to forced labor when they're young.
Well,
And
I mean, if that's how it works, that's that. I mean, it's not something that you can just fix overnight. It's
well, who
definitely.
said anything about getting it fixed? I
Uh,
think, I think it's essential. I mean, the same way you look at like everyone wants to be rich, right?
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Everyone
Except
wants.
except for Amish people, I mean, all they want to do is like.
I don't care about them, but they like no, seriously. Everybody wants to be rich, and when you think of like what's a poor job in the United States, like when you think of a shitty job, what do you think of?
Like a garbage guy, a garbage
Exactly.
man.
If there was no garbage men, then your garbage would be sitting outside your house.
Right.
So these jobs are poor, and they're not great, but they are essential. And it comes down to the person you are to figure out whether you want to do them or not. So I mean, do I ever see that kind of stuff going away? No. I always think that we're going to be kind of not forced, but
There's so you think there should always be a bottom of the barrel thing or that
hundred
people
percent,
do.
hundred
But
percent.
but the
Not
only
even that they're always. I think there always should be. I think there always is going to be. I think that's how our government works, where we
Mhm.
need people doing that.
But
Otherwise,
what if we raise the standard? I mean, AI robots could take my trash
but
or
then you could say the argument like those garbage men will complain about their job, but once AI takes that over, they're gonna complain that AI took their job over, and now they're homeless.
well there I mean, I think there's always qualifications that they could earn and you know,
Yeah, no, that's why I agree.
make
It's
that
always up
something
to the
more.
person. Like, I mean, in this day and age, everyone knows AI is going to improve, and that eventually it's going to take over more things. But some people will still do something that AI could replace, and then complain about AI like they're going to make the difference. Like, how about you just somewhat follow, the like not follow, but keep updated with our current living status, and like if AI is going to go up, then do something that is in that field. Like when I went to school for a year, I went for something that is going to be the future because I know that's what's going to happen. I wasn't going to go to be a train conductor. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's you got to kind of follow with the program. And if some people don't want to do that and sit there and complain that oh AI is going to take over my job, well then I mean that it's only up to them. You can't
Right.
blame you can't blame the system for everything.
Right.
But it is essential, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think jobs will definitely be replaced, and there will be more specific jobs, if that makes
I
sense.
just feel like the bottom is gonna just get raised to a better standard. You know what I mean? So like, I
Hmm.
feel like the child labor in Asia that you mentioned, it's gonna be that bad. The bad like jobs are gonna be
Do you
replaced by
mean like instead of building houses, they're going to build hotels?
uh no. I mean like the child labor jobs that are getting they're getting labor children right now, they're going to be replaced by AI and move these children to something that's better or more doable for children. You know what I
How
mean?
long do you think until that will fully be in effect?
Well, no, again, this is not something that can be fixed overnight, but but yeah, like it will be fixed at some point.
Uh-huh. Okay.
This could be a 5 year thing. This could be a 10 year thing. This could be a 20 year thing. This could be a 100 year thing. It just depends on how fast humans work with when it comes to AI and like how good we do it, how good of a job we do.
I completely agree. And honestly, saying that, I don't think it's going to be within the next 5 to 10 years because a lot of people would rather sit there and complain than uh, go with the flow, I guess, if that
Right,
makes.
right, right. All
But
right,
I mean, you can only do what you can.
let's move away from the politics right now, okay? Let's move away from the politics and let's talk about soccer. We haven't talked
Okay.
about soccer in a while. Uh, actually, as Tommy knows, I had a trip over. I went to England to watch a soccer game. It was Chelsea versus Arsenal, London Derby. It was huge. It was amazing, and I definitely recommend any soccer fans out there, especially in America, that like if you have never really experienced a soccer stadium, go over to Europe and watch a game. Watch a game. It was an amazing experience. But what I wanted to ask you, Tommy, is who do you see winning the World Cup that's coming up?
Honestly, a big favor, or not even favor, a big one that just comes to mind, just because of the fear factor, the motivation, the image behind it, is honestly France. I think even though Mbappe is getting older,
Right.
he's still scoring. He might not be winning his team
He's
everything. He
not
might.
he's not getting old. He's just entering his prime in my opinion. And if anything, he's literally the best that he has ever and will be at right now. So like during World Cup season, and as we know, Mbappe kind of just tends to turn up at World Cups. So I think I think him and just the star power when it comes to France, all the big names, all the big players, just that gives them an edge. But then you add the fact that they made the last two finals and won one of them, and I think that kind of makes them the favorite.
100%. Who do you is that who you think?
I do think France is going to win it, but I do have a very strong contender for France.
And that is.
That is going to be Spain.
I can agree with that.
It's definitely very European heavy, even though it's going to be taking place in North America.
I think, players are coming up. Christian Pulisic, he's coming up.
Exactly. Well, I actually wanted to touch upon that. I
That
think
was a joke.
no, no, I actually mean this. I
I
think the
don't.
United States are going to be the dark horses for this World Cup. I think the home turf advantage is gonna give us a extra boost of confidence that we needed, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if I saw the United States of America in the semifinals.
Do you think anything's going to happen because it's in America?
What do you mean?
Like like a terrorist attack or anything? No, I'm being serious. There's a lot of speculation around that. I mean, even fans are saying they want it moved because of how bad, or not even bad. Well, no, of how bad this place is. Like people are getting sniped, people are getting stabbed, they're getting.
Yeah,
I don't
but
disagree when they say, "Hey, maybe we should move it," but I do think Trump or the government will have enough security and snipers on the roof. I mean, when I went to a Trump rally, there were snipers on the roof. There I saw them, and there was people everywhere. And so I can't imagine a big stadium with a lot of celebrities, and then not even just celebrities playing, but also like Trump is probably going to attend a lot. I think it's going to be pretty secure, but America has surprised us once before.
so I think just the fact that that is just a concern. I think that shows that how safe America really is, okay? I feel like if hear me out, any other countries that would be like expected. That would be oh, it's definitely going to happen. It's just how many of those are going to happen, right? Like
Mhm.
imagine if this World Cup was happening in Iran or in I don't know, like I was gonna say Mexico, but it is happening in Mexico too. Like there is gonna be like games happening in Mexico. But yeah, I feel like there is definitely worse places for it to happen, and
Mhm.
just the fact that you have that fear and that like in the back of your head, okay, that might happen, that might happen. I promise you, there's more shootings and killings of famous people in other countries.
The real question about it is though, who would make an attack on a soccer event? You know, like there's not a lot of people love soccer more emotionally and culturally. Where like if you're a Messi or Ronaldo fan, I don't think you're gonna retaliate on one of them. You know what I mean? I mean, and not to get into politics, but like people that don't like Trump tried to kill him. But if you don't like
Right.
Ronaldo, like they're not gonna go out of their like they're not gonna.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
but Trump becoming president or running for president is it's affecting your life, right? And if you don't like how he would run your country, I can see how a mentally deranged person could think of,
Mhm.
killing him. But like, how does Ronaldo or Messi, which really hope neither of them play in this World Cup, by the way, because they are too old. Um,
Lionel Messi.
so I don't
Wait,
see
are
how.
you a Messi or Ronaldo fan?
Well, I'm a fan of both, but who's better, or who I would say Messi.
Well, we had a conversation about Ronaldo the other day. Do you remember? Do you
Maybe.
remember what you said?
What did I say?
You said.
Oh,
Do you remember what you said?
yeah. I mean, he's a fantastic player. He has his name in the history of soccer. He has done a lot and has been a great ambassador. Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
I'm just quoting. I'm just quoting. Do you want me to share it or no?
No,
Let's
no.
just say Mark over here is not a very. He doesn't like Ronaldo.
Okay.
He
Yeah, I
threatened
would
him.
never. Yeah, but I would never take the liberties of taking another man's life.
Who said anything about that, dude? Oh my god, this just in. That's insane. I didn't even say that.
I mean, I don't know.
Dude, I thought we were talking
So
about like getting rid of his jersey, but forget it. I didn't. All right, we can move on.
yeah,
Um,
let's talk about. Um,
do you want to know a fun fact?
yeah, go for it.
You know Benjamin Franklin, correct?
I have seen his face on my $100 bills a couple times.
A few times you have a couple of those.
I do have a couple of those.
Well, a lot of people have heard the story that in his underneath his home there was a lot of bones and bodies found. Right? A lot of people have heard that. Have you heard that?
I have heard it. I've seen in the news and everything. Yeah.
What most people didn't look deeper into it. His best friend was a
Well, I we're not members of the public, so we're fine.
um Benjamin Franklin. He had
Yes.
bodies underneath his whatever. A lot of people didn't realize this or dig deeper that his best friend was a coroner working at a morgue. He was like a mortician, and he worked on dead bodies. And when they found these bones and stuff, they weren't like savage. They were like together, laid out on like a dirt bed. And so a lot of people think that he was kind of investigating or learning about anatomy, but through dead people, which is just a fun fact,
I mean,
I suppose.
I feel like Wasn't that house in London too?
Yeah, I think so. It's still up to this day.
Do you think like he actually like killed those people and had them in his basement just chilling there?
No, I don't think he killed them because again, his friend worked at a coroner's or a morgue, so I think they both wanted to learn or something, and he just took some bodies and they did it underneath his house and were examining. Um, I don't no, I don't think there was any harm done,
Well,
but
let me give you another conspiracy theory that you you might like. Uh, so it's about like people who or famous people that get um, shot and die, right? Do you think who do you think is someone that actually faked his death or their death?
I have a few people, but um, the one I'd lean towards the most,
What do you think of MLK?
pro. Funny enough, I've never seen a video or really any evidence of his assassination. I've seen
Right,
JFK's. I've seen we have Lincoln's
right.
chair. We have somewhere. I've just never seen anything. I don't even know where he was shot or when.
What about Adolf Hitler?
A
Do you
lot.
think he really killed himself in that bunker, or do you think he struck some kind of deal and they let him run off to Argentina, as it's very popularly assumed?
I'm not even gonna lie. I number one, I don't think he killed himself. He I think he had some issues, sure, but he was definitely aware of the important. Like he thought he was important. He thought he was doing the right thing. So it
Right.
wouldn't make sense to end your life, especially when you haven't accomplished your goal. I don't know if he actually did like a deal
Yeah,
or
but
anything.
I feel like his goal, like his hopes for that goal, they kind of died. Like they literally found him. They ended everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he wasn't old. Like he definitely. I I don't think he like looked at that and said, "All right, this is the complete end." I feel like a person of his, I guess, his.
Ambitions.
Yeah, I feel like he would have, even if it didn't happen, he would have just thought that, all right, like, because he definitely accounted for it not going his way, and then doing something else or a backup plan or something like that. I don't know if he made a deal. I don't think he made a deal or anything like that. I think he just simply, again, back then, just ran away. I just think he ran away. And I don't know where he went. I think he went somewhere though. I don't think he went to Argentina because um,
Yeah.
if that's everyone's kind of idea and assumption, then we would have like we definitely have looked or people would have like looked. I guess. I think back then I think he just ran away, kind of changed his appearance, and then died of old age. Or
Speaking of Hitler, did you get to hear the new Kanye West song?
I didn't. You want to play it?
I mean, I don't want to get copyrighted on the podcast, but I actually thought I found it pretty artistically creative, I would say. Like I
What's it called?
it's called HH.
I found it. Can I play it? Kanye West is
Sure,
not going
go
to.
for it. Yeah, true.
Apparently, this is it.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't.
That's not it.
Oh. Well, it goes like, nah, I can't sing it, dude. I can't sing it. Let's skip to like 1 minute.
He stood unshaken, a voice in the
Do you know what that song is?
Yes, I do.
Right.
Okay. Actually, I would love to talk about that song real quick. I feel like the people that made it actually wanted to like leave a cool, like good message behind and just kind of. What do you think about the fact that that song's a meme?
I honestly listen. I agree. With that, it wasn't right to shoot that guy, but like making a song about it, and because again, they're definitely claiming money from it. I would do the same thing, but it's immoral. Um,
Right.
I again like there's a fine line. Like again, okay, like he wasn't associated with any politics. Like he had no actual real power to change anything,
I
but he had a
know.
lot of influence
All
on
he
the
did
younger
was really
generation.
educate people, in my opinion, honestly.
Yeah, so I think it's wrong that he died, and I like how the United States like kind of publicized it and showed him and showed everyone him and like showed that that this is wrong because he was a guy just trying to educate people on his beliefs and actual
Well, what do you
facts.
think about what do you think about the people that say he kind of he he was an advocate for gun violence? Do you want to know what I think?
Yeah.
I think if someone wants to kill someone like that, right? I feel like just not if the Second Amendment didn't exist, right? I still think someone would 100% be able to carry a firearm, like that Tyler guy, or I forgot his name.
Yeah, Tyler.
Um, so I forgot, but yes, like I feel like if if you're gonna go as far as to literally kill someone, you're gonna go as far as to break an amendment which says you can't carry a gun. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, especially in that sort of fashion, I feel like the Second Amendment is there for self defense, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Uh, but like just because it gets used in a bad way doesn't mean that's a bad thing. I think the Second Amendment is a key part of America's identity, and it should stay. What do you think?
A lot of a lot of the left side, a lot of the left party, kind of says, we need gun laws, we need gun laws, we need to take them away, we need deeper background checks, which I agree. We need like because I mean, it doesn't take a lot to buy a gun, but at the
Right.
same time, majority of all the gun violence is from stolen weapons or scratched off serial
Right.
numbers. Now there are cases where someone just buys a gun and then goes all like,
Right.
they go whatever. But even if there was laws, people are still gonna break them. It's just like with drug dealing, like that's illegal, but people are still gonna do it.
So yeah, let's move on to another topic. What do you think of Jews running society?
I think it's great. I think the people that don't know that are missing out, and I mean, this is coming from no. I think it's definitely real. I'll tell you that. Um, I
Right.
think it's
So are
in my
you
opinion, it's cool.
are you so do you feel like it should be more public?
No, because then we'd lose our or we would or they they would. I don't think it should be more public. No. Uh,
Okay.
I can't speak on that. I have a biased opinion.
So do you feel like them kind of controlling the society in the United States is kind of giving Israel an edge when it comes to the Palestine situation?
Um, yeah, yeah, for sure. But again,
Okay.
to go deeper into it, they're not our problem.
Right.
That's my take on
So
it.
so,
Hold on, just to
so what
go,
do you
just to
think
say
about
something really quick. I always see in comments or people are saying Trump help Iran. Maybe he should. I don't know the whole situation on it. But why is it an
I
obligation?
don't
Like, why
know.
do people expect us to help other people? It's not that it's wrong, but like it's like we're expected to help other
Right.
countries, and then when we don't, it's a
Just cause,
problem.
just cause. just because we're like a superpower in the world. But I think that it kind of gives us the responsibility to help other countries when when we take when we take the first step to just taking countries, or if we involve ourselves in Venezuela,
Hmm.
we kind of have to involve ourselves in other places too, because we are kind of stating to every other nation that we're here to make things right. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
if you're making things right there, you kind of have to make things right everywhere.
I agree. And I don't know exactly much on Venezuela, but like if if we say a country had problems with Venezuela and they didn't have problems with us, well, us taking it over, now they have a problem with us. You know what I mean? So since
Right,
we kind of backed
right, right.
Venezuela, all their enemies are now our enemies. And there's pros and cons to it, obviously. But honestly, I just think like Venezuela was a good call, especially because their oil and and their dictator was a little different and not the best. But I think we should
Right.
stay out of honestly everyone's. We shouldn't help everybody. Like just because there's a war going on doesn't mean we're not inclined to jump in. We should be grateful if we do. Like that's a good thing. But like just because again, like if Trump doesn't help Ukraine or if he doesn't back Russia or if he doesn't back Iran, doesn't make it a bad thing because why would we be obligated to help them? It's not our problem. Like that's the whole point of a
Right.
democracy. Like we're separate. We have our own shit. They have their own stuff. Like it I don't know. A lot of people think
So
it has to be.
have you been keeping up with the stuff that's been going on with 6ix9ine, Takashi 6ix9ine?
He went to back to jail.
Yeah, he
He
turned
broke
himself
his
in
probation.
because right. So there's this there's this thing that like it's the new narrative. You know how people were saying, okay, he's a rat, all
Yeah.
that BS.
Hmm.
So the new narrative isn't that he snitched, is that he can't lie
Yeah, I did see that, and
because
yeah.
if he lies, he flies. So he just hasn't been flying, so he hasn't been
Wait, I'm
lying.
sorry. Can you explain to me what that means?
So like his new thing that he says is, if I'm lying, I'm flying. S-
Meaning,
So he can't lie.
no. What's the flying part mean?
If he lies, he'll start flying.
I don't literally, metaphorically.
Yeah, like literally.
I'm
It's like a curse that he has.
okay. Um, dude. Again, a lot of people would snitch in his position. If
Exactly,
he didn't
exactly.
snitch,
And
he wouldn't be popular. He'd be in jail still.
exactly. And he's doing I think amazing things. I mean, he's been hanging out with like Aiden Ross and them, and
Yeah,
I
very
I
Jewish.
love watching those, honestly. Yeah, he's been hanging out with Jewish people, Muslim people. He's the most diverse person in the world right now. He's the most inclusive person in the world. So I feel like he's great, dude. Like
Hmm.
he he actually made a song with Aiden Ross, and they all just talked about their like their backgrounds and their race and Cuff 'em. Have you ever heard of Cuff 'em?
I have.
So his verse literally goes, "I'm black. Where the fuck my scat? Where the fuck my lean? Free my dad." So they're all embracing their culture.
Um. Okay. I see what you mean. Actually, did you see the altercation between Cuffin and Gypsy Crusader?
No, I didn't. I don't even know who Gypsy Crusader is.
Really?
No, I don't.
He's the man that plays the Joker on Omegle.
Oh,
Have you seen the recent altercation between them?
I did not.
So Cuffham
Definitely go check it out if you're watching the podcast. Definitely go check
Cuffham
that.
basically Cuffham was basically calling him out, calling him a racist and everything. And Gypsy was just like,
Mm.
"You're right, you're right." And then Cuffham said something very different. He said something about his blick and how he's going to gun him down. And Gypsy then responded, "Well, then you'd be proving my point." And I agree with that. And then you should definitely go check it out. And then he was, I'm quoting this by the way. He was chimping out because Cuffham had a blick, as he calls it, and was shining it in front of the camera, saying he's gonna gun that man down. And Gypsy just kept saying, keep doing that. You're gonna prove my point if you kill me. And I I I,
Mm.
I reside with that because I think that dude was chimping out. I like he was freaking out over. He was legit proving the dude's point.
Right.
I mean,
So
do you
speaking
agree with
speak,
Gypsy
speaking
Crusader and his beliefs? It's okay.
I won't
Agree.
comment on that. I'm not gonna comment on that. But
That means
speaking
no.
of collaboration, speaking of collaborations of such sort, did you see Clav kind of assembled the Avengers?
I did, yeah. Nick Fuentes was in there. He's a
Nick Fuentes, Nico, the Tate brothers, like they were both, and they were like hanging out. It was nuts. It was actually crazy. They actually
Justin
played
Waller too.
Kanye's new song.
I saw they played Kanye's new song in Dave Portnoy's club. Do you know who that is?
Yeah,
And he
Dave
responded,
Portnoy, the guy that does like the pizza reviews.
"Yeah," but he also he okay. Anyways, um, yeah, he responded to
Did
that
you know my
saying,
actually no, I'm sorry, quick like detour. Dude, my cousin that works at a pizza place is actually it was like featured in one of Dave Portnoy's like videos and like Dave Portnoy gave his pizza like a 3 out of 10.
"Oh,
Yeah, it was
yeah."
bad.
Dave came to Scranton. He went to Angelo's. It's a
Oh
very
shit.
nice
Yeah,
pizza.
I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know that.
Dave's a good friend of mine. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I mean, well, let's get off this subject because we're getting into deep waters here about culture and racism, and I don't think we want to get into that unless you want to.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, let me ask you, do you think do you think racism is real?
Yeah, I think it's real. I think there's actual people out there that hate other cultures and people just because of their culture. Um,
Do you feel like certain people can be racist, like cannot be racist? Like, do
yeah,
you think black people are can be called racist?
yeah, 100%. And it's a funny narrative because there's more African American people telling Caucasian
Right.
people they're racist. But in the same way, when an African American gets pulled over, they're in fear for their life based off of stereotypes, which is the same way we're in fear of our life walking down the street and one's coming at us. So it's almost the same kind of stereotype thing because the reason the African American in the car is scared is because he's heard and seen stories of a Caucasian male gunning down
Right.
for no reason. But then for us, there's also the exact same stereotype of when we're alone at night and there's an African American walking towards us, we're afraid we're going to get stabbed or held up, and we think
But
that because
that's
it's
kind of a
happened.
stereotype on both ends, though.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. We think that because it's happened before. So if we're racist as Caucasians, then they are too because they do the same thing just with different subjects. I mean,
Mm.
but I don't think that's like racist. I think it's just a big misunderstanding because like I don't think African Americans really hate some of them do hate cops. Just hate like racism isn't just about your ethnicity or color. It's you hate a group or like a minority, I guess. And so
Hmm.
like African Americans hating cops solely based off of like other cops
Yeah. Well, let me
situations
throw this
is a
at you.
stereotype.
Let
I'll
me
catch
throw
it.
this at you though.
Hmm.
What like why don't we hear like racism stories or stuff like that from other countries, like non-Western countries? Like, why don't we hear I don't know, like Asian people complaining about black people in Asia, or
They
like
do. They just keep it more quiet. No, I feel everybody in their head, every race, every person has a stereotype of another race and another person. But in America, it's more normalized to speak it or to act against
right.
it. Because I know
I actually
people in Asia. Hold on, I know people in Asia. If they see, an African American coming towards them in the middle of the night, not all of them are gonna think like something like weird of that,
right.
but a few of them would. But
They'll
they
be
act
like
like,
they made it all the way over here. They're civilized.
sure, yeah.
So what do you so I actually talked to this person from Japan. Well, not from Japan. She lived in Japan, and she told me that like when she first got there, people were thinking like she's a tourist or something like that. So they were the kind of the main things that they were trying to tell her, not with words, but just like with actions and things that they were doing
Uh-huh.
was that like we know you're a tourist and we really want you to enjoy your time here, but by
Yeah,
no means do we want you to stay here.
yeah, I agree with that.
And like the main reason was because she was white.
Yeah. Again, everyone has their opinion, but I do agree with that. I think it's. I would definitely want somebody to experience America if they weren't from here, because it's a lot of freedom, it's a lot of advantage, but in no way do I think all of them should illegally come in here and live here. Like, and I've said
Right.
this I think in the last podcast, but like New York is becoming more of a tourist site than what it once was, and I'm kind of disappointed by that because like New York was supposed to be like the American city. Like it's the definition of like a city. When you think of a city, like it's New York. You know what I mean? And now it's kind of getting overrun and overpopulated, and a lot of random shops and companies are just taking over. And so I think it's
So I
great.
also during my visit in London, I kind of saw the same like thing there. Uh, by the way, me and Tommy actually had a bet for when I like for I actually made a prophecy of what he would do when like I was away, and it did not come to fruition. But and I was pretty disappointed in Tommy. But I mean, I still think at
He
some point
wanted
it's
me
gonna come to fruition.
to sleep with a Vietnamese girl.
Right.
And I
Right.
said no.
Well, why didn't you?
Oh, we're going to talk about that?
Yeah, why didn't you?
Uh, there's not a lot of benefit to me to do that. I don't see a lot of value in it.
Why do you have to have a benefit to sleep with someone? You do it just to like it because you like it because you want to.
Right. Well, I don't like or love this person at all.
Hmm.
And
Well, wouldn't
so,
you wouldn't you say wouldn't you say she's uh like one of the people that you talk to the most like on a day-to-day
oh, for
basis?
sure. Like she's a very cool individual, but I'm
So
not
you don't think
attracted.
she's attractive just because she's Asian?
Not because of that, but it's everyone has a type, and I just don't.
Right.
I don't necessarily believe, again, she's cool. I like her as a friend. She's a very nice person, but friend
Yeah, absolutely.
and
I agree with that. She's really cool. Uh, but
how
like
about you?
but you do understand that like her asking you to like what are you doing, bringing you drinks to your house, stuff like that is kind of her wanting dick, as some would put it.
But does that mean I want to give it?
uh,
Now,
yeah,
see,
low
those are
key.
the benefits I'm talking about. Like, I would take advantage of those. Like,
You would
allegedly,
take advantage of this girl if she was drunk.
alleged, allegedly, she bought me food last night. Did I accept it? Yes. Does that mean I'm gonna sleep with her? No. There's a difference
Honestly, I
between.
feel I feel like it's immoral not to.
Well, I would have to disagree because again, she's cool. She's a great friend.
Because the way I see it, because the way I see it, you're using her for food and free stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's doing it because she wants
Allegedly,
something in return. You're not really giving it to her.
because I don't have the same interest she does.
Well, you have an interest from her. She has an interest from
I
you,
don't,
and
though.
I
I
feel like
don't.
you
I
should.
don't have an interest.
Yes, you do. You have the food, the free food, right? So
That's
I
that's
mean,
a
it is
that's not an interest. That's an advantage. She welcomes that into my world, and I just accept. Doesn't mean she brings it on to me. I'm not interested in it, and it's not like I go to her. I just
I think
accept.
I feel like you're taking advantage of this girl, and if you're gonna take advantage of someone, you might as well do it all do it the right way.
Where do you stand on this particular subject about this girl? What about what?
I
Why wouldn't you?
well, I don't know much about her. I don't I don't know much about her. Me and her were never like really friends. I know of her.
Would you get with one of your good friends' ex-girlfriend?
Absolutely never.
Well, that's funny because this girl we're talking about, you you had some interactions with her, and her
Yeah, but it doesn't
ex-boyfriend
count.
was one of your friends.
Yeah, but nah, it doesn't count though.
Why is that?
Nah, because if you knew the whole backstory, you'd know that
I was
like
I
it
was
doesn't
there
count.
for some of the interactions. I mean, I don't need to know the backstory. I saw the facts. So, why don't you pursue this Asian species?
'Cause-
Dude.
Speed.
I'm serious. Why don't you why
um,
like no, seriously, if you think I have an obligation to, then you had 10 times more of the obligation to, because you actually interacted with her on a intimate and sexual level, and I have not.
yeah, so I'll come clean. Yes, I did. but but but
But what?
like
I don't like that guy.
yeah, me neither. But I feel like the fact that I did already just kind of like removes the need to.
I agree, but you did, meaning it's not continuous, meaning it ended, meaning you
Yeah,
left?
exactly.
Did you use her?
Uh, no.
Then why did it stop?
Uh, there was just no connection there,
Okay.
and I don't think I'm into Chinese girl or Asian
Well, you
girls.
sure were that around that time. I mean,
Yeah,
we
but
aren't
like
just talking
that's two
about one
years.
night, one mistake. This was a continuous thing for a few weeks, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't really count.
Okay, so you don't think you took advantage of her?
No.
So do you think you take advantage of her when you get free beverages from the company that her and her family own?
That yes. That yes.
So you
Yes, you
take
are.
advantage.
You're taking advantage of her.
I well, this is not about me. I'm asking you a question. Have you taken advantage
No,
of her?
my business is that's like old. That's
Have you
that's an
taken
old.
advantage of this girl? Yes or no?
Not no. I wouldn't
Yes,
say so.
really. I think
No.
when you're required to pay for something and you get it for free, that's an advantage. You're taking that advantage. So you can agree you took advantage of this little girl. Yes or no? I mean, I can keep going
It
on.
has been a fantastic second episode, ladies and gentlemen. If you are still here, this if we do upload this episode, this will definitely not be a face reveal episode. Uh, we will definitely. I know we said it's a face reveal episode, but we are 100% not going to do that on this episode. Because we have exhausted some very sensitive topics.
That's the point.
However, exactly. However, it's definitely not like written off the face reveal. I feel like if this gets big enough and people are
Hold on.
interested enough,
I just
what?
realized for our members, we never played the Kanye song, and so I'm gonna do so now. Be advised.
All right, and this is gonna be our intro or outro. So thank you,
This is my
thank you
first.
for tuning in. Think.
No comment.
Well, fantastic talking to you, Tommy, today. Thank you for joining me on this second episode of Young and Curious. Thank you to anyone that has listened. And again, if you do want a face reveal, this is gonna have to get like a million or a million subscribers or something, because we have definitely crossed the line on multiple occasions. But thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. And yeah, do you have anything to say?
Yeah. Give me a second. I did have one more thing to say. I think Charlie Kirk deserved to die.
Dude, I'm good. I'm good. Okay.